Welcome everybody again. Good afternoon. This is our QSR Roundtable, and I have with me our speakers, Srinidhi and Pankaj. Before I go to the speakers, I think you also see Vishal here on the slide here, but I think he's stuck somewhere else, so he might be a little delayed in joining in, but we'll continue our discussion and we'll come to him, as he joins in. Before the introductions, I want to start by just acknowledging and, really celebrating how each of these businesses has navigated the disruption that has been caused by the pandemic. Clearly, this was a really hard time for the restaurant industry, right? What we've learned clearly is that food businesses that serve various needs, different kinds of occasions, and put the customer first are the ones which are positioned to win, right? Now, of course, as a customer, I know that nowadays I expect much more than a meal. I also look for an experience. And increasingly, this experience is beyond the four walls of the outlet, right? And it's also before and after the visit, or in many cases, the order, right? Restaurants are also short-staffed, which means that they have to leverage technology to handle orders, gain scale, orchestrate all the operations internally. They need to communicate and engage with their customers, and also keep track of how the business is performing. So it's really a tough industry to be in, but it's also highly rewarding, as I learned through some of our discussions I had with our panelists. So without any further ado, let me introduce them. So Pankaj Arora is the head of marketing at Momo. He's an expert in lifecycle marketing and has also figured out the secret sauce to building long-term customer relationships. And as he shared with us, they have a tremendous 40% repeat order rate. So we can safely say that they really know what they're doing and it's really working. And then we have Srinidhi, who is the owner of Birdy's, which is one of the oldest bakery brands with over 2 generations of loyal customers, mostly in Mumbai. Srinidhi told me that Birdy started as a project at the Taj Group of Hotels back in 1992. And since then, it's become this much loved place, which is also evokes nostalgia and is really highly focused on customer satisfaction. Welcome, Srinidhi and Pankaj. Really great to have you over here.
Thank you, Bhavna. Thank you, Bhavna, for introducing us.
Perfect. So, Pankaj, let me start with you. As a fellow marketer, I believe that people come for the product, but stay for the experience, right? So how do you nail both product and experience at Momo?
So for us, first of all, in F&B industry, the customer experience is very important for us. So whenever any customer is coming, we have to ensure that the experience which we are providing it to the customer will be a lifetime experience for the customer, and will ensure that customer will repeat to us. So that's how the customer experience is the main thing for us. So if a customer is coming to us, we'll ensure the product which we are serving to the customer is with the right quality, right quantity, and with the delightful grievance by the our staff member. So that this is how we maintain the customer experience and also the product value for the customers.
Perfect. And Shri, let me just bring you in over here because, you have a brand which is associated with celebrations and special occasions. How do you do the same? And, how is the behavior of your target segment different from, others who go to QSRs, and how do you engage them?
So I think even if one keeps for a second the phenomenon of online ordering, and I'm talking specifically of customers who are walking into our shop or engaging with us directly, these customers are coming to Birdy's obviously because they have a celebration mindset. They're coming for a cake or a dessert or a pastry, and they are expecting something more than what I call with my team inverted comma service. So service is what you get when you go to ATM. You go, you put your card in, you put your code, it's in good morning. You ask you for a password, it plays a little music. You put your password, it gives you your money and says, have a nice day. So that was what used to happen before COVID, where every place would strive to give good service, which to me was more of a mechanical process rather than experience. So if you go to a place and you are given a menu and you are given a choice of food, you order, you pay, you go, and that's fine, that's service. But after COVID, I think things have moved, customers have moved more to demand experience. What I mean by that is a mother who walked into a shop at Birdy's. Before COVID, she knew exactly what she wanted. She'll come, she'll take that product, choose a product, tell the message to be written, and go. Now she'll come with a friend. She'll want to sit down, have a cup of coffee, talk, see some specialized cakes on the phone, have a chat with a staff who's knowledgeable, who advises her what is right and what is wrong, and makes a buying decision based on that. If she just wants to buy a Black Forest pastry, she should sit at home and order on her phone. So the service aspect has been taken completely out of whack by the online phenomenon. And your interpersonal is where experience is becoming the differentiator. That is my observation post COVID.
No, absolutely. And I think the way you describe, like, how, while they're in the store as well, they're looking at photos on their phone and they have special requests that they'll come to you. So, the product being very visual in your case, right? So, how are you using a combination of in-person and digital technologies to make sure that, it's the best of both worlds which is emerging for them and the people are having the best experience and you're able to satisfy whatever it is that they're looking for?
You see, earlier we were quite Jurassic before COVID. We used to have this huge fat manual with the laminated photographs of all the customized cake that we did. Those in the shops would be highly fingerprinted and maybe have some chocolate stains on it. It's quite pathetic. We, after COVID, of course, started making digital folders and PDFs, which every staff had on their phone. We started after that giving our team members links to Pinterest on which they would get access to photographs of birthday cakes, chocolate, birthday cake fruit, birthday cake cream, birthday cake car, birthday cake Star Wars, and so on and so forth. So the staff certainly had access to all these photographs, on their phone, which they could show the customer or just send the link to the customer. We also encourage the customer that we are not going to tell you what we can do. You tell us what you want, and we'll tell you how best we can make it at the best price. Biggest thing is customer will come and tell you, I want this cake. And then the client, the vendor will say, no, I can make this in 5 kilos. Then the mother will say, boss, I just have 4 kids and, coming for the party and 2 of us, 6 of us, what will do 5 kilos? And the staff will say, no, this water photograph you have sent is only 5 kilos. I think that the training, what we are doing and what we talk about, even on Gupshup, customers who reach out to us on Google and other places, is that we'll advise you what you can do.
Yeah.
Instead of using marzipan, use cream. Instead of using XYZ props, we will use cutouts of chocolate to reduce the weight. For you, 2 kilos is more than enough. Don't take such a high cake, and so on and so forth. So that I think that our customer or guest soon realizes that we're not out to make a fast buck.
Yeah.
We are old. We are happy to be old-fashioned. That we want to customers not necessarily to make money, but also to trust us enough to come back. Could they buy a cake tomorrow? They'll order a snack in office tomorrow. The husband will order Diwali gifting from us, right? So that long-term relationship is very important in our business, which is celebration.
No, absolutely. And I think you seem to have a very personal and consultative approach to this whole process of, when it comes to the custom cakes and so on. So that's excellent. I think that brings me to, this whole notion of where a lot of the restaurant brands that we know are going. And Pankaj, you're also, you have a strong focus on really owning the customer relationship, right? Making sure that you have access to the data, you're able to reach them, you're able to personalize the interactions. So what are some of the strategies that you're using? What has worked for you?
As a company, we have a very strong CRM system inbuilt with us. So whenever any customer is coming and doing any transaction, and we'll be able to track the customer information like the customer mobile number, etc., etc. So we'll be able to know what customer has bought, at what time, what date, which location, which place, and at which state, and everything. So we divide our database into 134 cluster. We have already divided the data into 134 cluster, and we'll be able to identify the customer who all are our repeat customers, lapsers, dormants on their visit wise, frequency wise, ATV wise. We also divide the customer into category and the product level as well. And on the basis of that, we target the customer via different channels like social media channel. We target the customer via Facebook or Instagram ads. We target the customer via WhatsApp, and these all are the personalized targeting. It's not about the bulk targeting. We are doing it for all the customer. For example, if you are my repeat customer, the communication which I am sending it to you is a different than the customer who is my one timer and the
Okay.
customer who is my dormant customer. So every customer will get a different communication. You might or you might not get a certain offer, but the third person will get a certain offer because he falls into my different cluster level. So on that basis, we divide our data and we analyze the data every month. It's not about that we have analyzed the data once in a year or once in a blue moon. So it's about analyzing the data every month, and and on the basis of that analysis we focus on targeting the customer and we create a very huge plan, and on the basis of that we just and on the basis of that so there are different more mediums where we are targeting the customer. As I said that we have a very strong CRM base implemented, so whenever the customer is coming, we also send a digital invoice to the customer. It helps us to engage to do an engagement with the customer so that the customer will see every so whenever you are coming at the outlet, the customer is coming, they will get a digital invoice. On that particular invoice, the customer will be able to play the game. The gamification is also applicable there or installed there. If you click on that link, you will be able to play the spin the wheel, and you will get a real time offer as well. That's it's not about that you will get the offer next day or day after tomorrow. Real time only. You can utilize that particular offer. That help us to engage with the customer. Customer can also give a feedback to us if you don't like the product or if there is any issue at the store level. You will be able to give a feedback on the real time, though that feedback is linked directly with my call center team. As soon as you'll give the feedback, within 2 or 3 minutes you will get a call on your number from my call center team, and they'll be able to help or resolve your query at the real time. So this is how my clustering of the data has been done, and I'm also managing the customer experience via this CRM model.
No, so that's multiple threads over there. I think you've sort of built an exhaustive system where you're orchestrating this from, you spoke about how you're acquiring them through, different types of ads, you're engaging them with personalized offers. You are also sending them the invoice, which was during the purchase, and then post-purchase feedback, and, making sure that, if the experience was poor. So this sounds great. I'll just park some of it for later. So we'll come to you're acquiring part of it a little later. But one of the things I want to dig a little deeper is, so you mentioned behavior-based segmentation that you're doing, for customers who are repeat buyers, purchase from you regularly versus the inactive customers. And I know that you've also been expanding, right? So I just wanted to, you have about 600 stores, but I just wanted to check with you if there are sort of differences in behavior in, based on different demographics and different cities and towns in India that you see. How are you thinking of segmentation um, for that, for different people?
Okay, so let me give you a very interesting experience. Tell you about our interesting experience when we were opening our outlets in Chennai in South. So we thought that in Chennai people like South Indian dishes and all. So we thought that momos are not going to hit there,
Okay.
but we take a risk and we open our outlets in Chennai. And today Chennai is our largest, you can say, in terms of revenue, and the people are liking the momos there. So we have approx around 40-45 outlets in Chennai right as of now. So this is one of the interesting behavior we got it from our customers. Though we have a very good number of stores in Calcutta, around 160 approx outlet. Then we have People are liking the momos in Calcutta as well. The same thing it is happening in the Chennai as well. We were not expecting that kind of experience from the customers. They will get it, and then the north and the west followed by this. So this is something interesting came to us.
Yeah, perfect. And the fact that you're testing the markets and, not relying on assumptions, and seeing success in places where, one maybe intuitively would have imagined it's not going to work. So that's a nice nugget over there. Um, so,
Only one major thing is that so people know about the Wow Momo. So we have different brands as well. Wow Momo, Wow China, Wow Chicken as well. So if I'll talk about the Wow China brand, so
mhm,
Mumbai is the largest market for Chinese brand. So this is
okay,
one of the things we people thought that are thinking that North Indian people like Chinese too much. But as per our customer behavior and as per the market level, the Mumbai is the largest market in China for Chinese.
interesting. Uh, so, Pankaj, I just wanted to take a minute and really show the experience that you have created. So, I'm just sharing my screen right now. So this is the WhatsApp-based ordering experience, and people who've joined, you can also scan this QR code and you can experience it yourself. Maybe place an order as you watch this roundtable. But essentially, what's really happening here is that you have your catalog listed over here, right? And this is based on the location of the person. So how did you think about, this journey of what is it that you're trying to accomplish using uh, this automated conversational journey?
So this is actually a very good, you can say it's an interesting journey for the consumer as of now. So most of the time people, we also are habitual of ordering via Zomato or Swiggy. So if we think about to order anything, we just open Zomato and Swiggy. We have to leave our WhatsApp and then we have to go to the app and we'll open that particular Zomato or the Swiggy app. But via this WhatsApp mode, I no need to go to a different channel. I have to just simply say on WhatsApp hi on my number. The customer needs to say hi on this number, and they'll be able to see this whole catalog and they'll be able to place an order directly from this. This is actually helping us a lot because this number is also linked, as I already told you, this number is linked with my call center number as well. For
Right.
example, if any customer who is facing any challenge or if any customer wants to talk to my one of the agent, so normally what happens over the bot you cannot talk to the agent, but in our case the customer can dial this number as well and my agent will pick up the number and will solve the query there as well. So this is one of the best experience which I am getting in any customer, and this is like for as I told you that we are sending a digital invoice to the customer as well. In that invoice, we are adding this mobile number, giving this mobile number to the customer or a WhatsApp number to the customer, order directly via this WhatsApp. So my majorly interactions are coming from my digital invoice as well. This we have seen it as of over the period of time. So people who are seeing my digital invoice are also ordering directly from my WhatsApp bot to next time. And the advantage of this is that I am able to do a clustering of the data via this the panel which we have. We can analyze which is who all are my one-timer customer, repeat customer, what they have purchased from us. So this whole analysis is there. So that's why this is helping a lot to us. And going forward, we are also thinking, and we are already in a discussion and integration phase where we'll send a digital invoice via this number only, so that will create
Okay.
a common channel and will take a place over the customer phone itself, that we are sending a digital invoice to the customer via this number. Customer can order directly via this number. We can share our recipes, few of the recipes via directly via chef on this number, so that people can directly see it and they'll also start liking it. We larger thought process is to create a community via this number only.
Excellent. Okay, we look forward to seeing when that happens, I think this is definitely, one of those pioneering experiences where, people like me, if I am a Momo regular, I would definitely go here and prefer to order directly, right? See what is available in the location near me. So this is fantastic. And I think this is where you'd mentioned your repeat order rate of 35 to 40%, right? Which is really amazing. So just
This
wanted
is
to
overall by
congratulate.
dining customers. So as we know that we don't get the data from Zomato and Swiggy. So
Yeah,
this is the 35 to 40% is my repeat customer at my dining only.
perfect. Cool. So just give me 1 second. I think Vishal is here. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Okay. Let's continue with our discussion. So, um, I think talking about direct ordering, right, Shri? So I think you have tried direct ordering in the past as well, right? You were telling me about that. Um, so what were the learnings? What were the challenges that you face, and what didn't work? What's working? If you want to share a little bit about that.
So it's like booking an air ticket. So you want to get a customer to who's using Make My Trip or Easygo or Ease My Trip and tell him to come to your app of Indigo and book from there. So that's having a direct ordering platform is like telling the customer who's used to a certain behavior to move to a different behavior. And that's really, really tough thing to do. It's not as easy as it sounds. So earlier we would, have a a little link on our send to all our staff and tell them any your customers who come, you send them this link and tell them next time you order from this link. So that was the step one. Then we
Yeah.
started getting pushback saying that it's a general link. When I go there, it tells me to give my location and gives me OTP, gives me that blah. It takes too much time. I don't want to do that. So then we said, okay, then we'll make outlet-wise QR codes. We'll just send them the QR code and tell them scan the code, and you'll get to the outlet straight away. And you only have to log in once. Then some people said that, oh, this QR code is too much. My phone doesn't scan properly. Blah 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 blah. So the first two things we failed miserably. I must be frank. When we started this whole exercise, we didn't do too well. And then we did a mix and match of various things. So we started using that, putting the link to order from Gupshup on our website.
Mm-hmm.
When people would want to order, they go there, they click on that hyperlink, and it comes straight away instead of the website acting as a commercial platform. We gave that same link on our Swiggy, on our Zomato page, not Zomato, sorry, on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. We have these little instruction cards that we give in every bag, whether it's Zomato, Swiggy, or whether it is a dine-in customer, a walk-in customer, which tells them how to heat up the food and how to heat up the cake and how to, keep it refrigerated. And there in bold, there would be both the QR code and there would be this thing. Now, order direct for more discounts. Then we got even more, I call it even more desperate to acquire these customers. So we started telling walk-in customers who come in the shop that you please scan this and pay via this, order via this, you'll get a 20% in the shop.
Right.
And I think once we did these 4, 5, 6 things simultaneously and getting a conversion rate of, I would say, hardly 5, 7% on each, but getting all of them put together, it made a difference. And we started getting a quorum of people who started placing orders on a direct link, like we're receiving right now. And having said that, we did start the WhatsApp bot. With your help, we did start. We have a very similar mechanism like what Pankaj showed us. But I think that works very well for our, let's say small ticket items or easy to understand items like bakery products.
Yeah.
But whenever we come into the celebration product, and celebration product accounts for a large percentage of our sale, more than 60% of our sale comes from celebration products. So these are inevitably in today's world experiential and customized. So they always come either to the shop or they will call our call center or they will call, if a regular customer, like most of them are, they'll call one of their store leads or store managers and have a chat with them and brief them exactly what they want. So I think the advantage of direct ordering is it has made life easy for the customer who's knows that he's coming to Birdies and order from Birdies. And when he comes at Birdies, also he can order by direct ordering, and he gets all the benefits that Pankaj also mentioned, that goes without saying. It is the same thing in Birdy's also. The digital bill and the history of ordering. They remember the phone number and the address and all that. I think what again to come back to my first point about service. Whatever we are thinking that we are doing cutting edge today, in 6 months is becoming regular. So today, if I go to any app to order even meat, they have a better service experience than me right now, or Amazon, or any of these online aggregators. This
Right.
whole online direct ordering or system is moving so fast. Today, Indigo call center, you call, the person doesn't speak to you. There's a machine that talks to you very nicely, and they take most of your thing. Maybe we might need to move that, being bodies, that to have a voice speaking to a customer rather than a customer having to type. So yeah, things are moving fast, and we all better get used to it.
Oh, absolutely. Very
Yeah,
well
I
said.
think with this WhatsApp bot, we can also do a upselling very easily, which we are not
Hmm.
doing it right now. So we are also in a discussion on this. The customer who has bought, who did the transaction with us, we can do a easily upselling while sending an communication to the customer, because we have an open communication box for 24 hours with the customer. We can send any communication to the customer. This
Right.
upselling will also help us via this WhatsApp bot.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think there are a few learnings that I'm taking away. One is that, of course, there is no one size fits all, right? Like what you mentioned, that there is, for your regular products versus your celebration products, there's a different approach that's working. And then, talking about how do you upsell to the customers, how do you use your database better, the life cycle marketing. I also just wanted to share the experience that you have created at Birdy's, right? So this is your direct ordering experience, and I think similar to Wow Momo, you have a very high repeat order rate, right? 65%. So enjoy your brand loyalty. There's a particular association with the brand. So this is, I think you start with WhatsApp, but then it goes to this web app where people can see the menu. You're not the custom, but the regular cakes, and they can go ahead and make the purchase there itself.
Yes.
Yeah. Anything you want to add over here?
And I think what we did in this WhatsApp bot, along with your team who helped us, was we wanted to make the number of steps as less as possible. The less
Right.
steps, the better it is, and the more we used the tech to save the data, that it makes life easy for the customer to check out or to select address. I think that was better. So we also made another subheading called the core items, the most popular, because most of the items or people online, when they come, they order these 10-15 items. So
Right.
you get a separate menu with just those 10-15 items. It was a mingle mash of everything. It had cakes, it had croissant, it had puffs, everything in it. But most of the customers would go there, and within a few seconds they would find what they want. They click on it, they go there, their preferred payment option of previous time is already there. In 3 steps or 4 steps, they would check out. So that was something which we intentionally wanted to do in our WhatsApp engagement, to reduce the speed of ordering, rather than, and this is again a very personal decision. Every brand will make their own decisions. Our impression was WhatsApp ordering has to be convenient, so let's keep it to WhatsApp ordering and keep it super fast. Feedback, your reaching out to the customer, etc., we'll figure out some other way. But let's keep WhatsApp ordering so easy that they find that it's much easier than ordering anywhere else, and let's go to WhatsApp. So
Yeah.
we're using it preferably as a super fast ordering app and not doing anything else with it.
Yeah. No, makes a lot of sense. Okay, let me just stop sharing this, and let's go back to some of the other questions that I had. So there are a few things that I wanted to talk about. Pankaj, I think when you were talking about acquiring customers, right? Let's go back to that thread. So you mentioned that you're using Facebook and Instagram ads, right? And I think you also mentioned that you're doing some location-based targeting, which was very interesting. Can you speak about that? I think let's hear what you're doing differently.
I think he missed your question.
Okay, should I
I'm
repeat?
sorry, I got disconnected.
Oh, okay, no worries. No, so Pankaj, I was saying that I think when you were talking about acquiring new customers using Facebook and Instagram ads, you also mentioned, I think, driving repeat purchases through location-based targeting, which I think you were telling us earlier. If you can just expand on that, and how are you? What's the tactic that you're using? What's the technology behind it as well?
Also, sorry, just to come in for a minute before Pankaj starts. Bhavna, Vishal has also joined us from Chicago Pizza. Just wanted to give you a
Oh,
heads.
okay.
He's joined us as an attendee, but he's out here with us. Yeah, sorry,
Sure.
Pankaj, carry on, please.
Hey, Vikas is here. Vishal is here.
Yeah,
Hi. Hello,
Hey, Vishal.
everyone.
Vishal, I'll just come back to you.
Yeah, no problem.
Sure. Go ahead, Pankaj.
So we do a multiple. So we are utilizing multiple channels to ensure we'll get the repeat targeting. First, as I told you, that we are doing a social media campaigns via Instagram and Facebook. So we also do a hyperlocal campaigns. Hyperlocal campaigns, if I'll talk about, we'll do geo targeting of the customer. For example, if any customer who is within the vicinity of my outlet. So with the help of the publisher apps, campaigns will be able to target that customer and will be able to notify the customer and to ensure that the customer will come back to us and do the transaction. And that is done over the latitude and longitude base of the customer. So that so if I'll talk about the different channels like InShots, Times of India, TOI, and all these are the platform which we are using to ensure that customer will come back to us. We also do a new customer acquisition via these channels and also ensure our repeat customer will come back to us on this. Then we also do a different Google Display Network campaigns, GDN we called it as. So we utilize YouTube channels and the Google channels to ensure the customer who are my repeat customer will see my ads. Whatever the new offer or whatever the new product which you are launching in the market, they will be the first one to see our products over the Google ads or the social media channel. So this is how we utilize the GDN as well. Then we also do to ensure the repeat customer, we do a different influencers campaign. So we do a campaigns via micro or nano influencers, so that because as of today the power of influencer is much more than the SMS or the WhatsApp campaign we send it to the customer. If you are following any influencer and if that influencer is in the market and promote your brand, that will automatically give you the repeat customer or the bounce of the customer at my outlet. So this is how we utilize different channels to ensure that the customer will come back to us. So let me tell you one more thing, that in April month we have launched our one of the good product, the Momo Maniac 69,
Yep.
and we did a very good campaign. I can say that we created different memes about this campaign for the product. We also did this campaign with more than 1200 plus influencers pan India, and it was a very good launch for us. It the everyone knows about this Momo Mania at 69. So this is the finest product we have launched. People have started liking it, and the engagement via influencer has also increased a lot when we launched this product in the market. This is how we are increasing our repeat as well.
Excellent. Well, I think that's like pretty much a 360-degree strategy that you're talking about from a brand as well as performance and growth marketing point of view. Hey Vishal,
Hi, how are you doing?
good. How are you?
Yeah, very well.
Thanks for joining. I know you were stuck somewhere.
Right.
Yeah, so Vishal, I think we covered some ground over here, but if you can also talk about, because I think when we were speaking earlier, you mentioned about your focus on really owning the customer relationship, right? And how you are moving in that direction, making that happen. So if you can just share your thoughts about, what strategies you're using, how has that been going for you?
Yeah. Well, hi everyone. So I'm the founder and director at Chicago Pizza. We have about 250 outlets pan India. So initially, of course, it was more of a organic growth, specifically when we were doing in Delhi. But once we had to expand throughout India, we did take a lot of help on social media. Of course, Swiggy, Zomato came to our rescue with deliveries, etc. And we were looking at an internal platform to have our own self-delivery system in place, for which we partnered Gupshup. And the WhatsApp Autobot or the WhatsApp ordering platform is what we are keen on with Gupshup. Now, for that, really the whole agenda of Gupshup and Chicago Pizza has been that the customer that is coming in, we're able to retain them and also reach to them later on WhatsApp for a repeat order. Because on Instagram and Facebook, you can spend a lot of money on ads, like maybe they take 20-30 rupees per click, and maybe out of 10 clicks only one of them would order, so you end up spending 300 rupees and all you get so
Vishal, you're breaking up.
nevertheless here is oh is it let me see over here, is it fine?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So what we're trying to do here is that when the customer is coming in, we take their mobile number and we ask them to publish through a self-made platform, which we call the Facebook for Business. So they would just put their mobile number. Automatically, the post, what we want to do, and also what we want them to write on their Facebook or Instagram comes automatically on their phone, and they just have to click on share on Facebook. So it gets promoted on their Facebook wall as well as Instagram. Now their 800 friends get to see that, my friend Ankit went there. He was really praising about it. So let's at least give it a try. So rather than we sending out the word that we're good and, Chicago Pizza is known for quality, let
Yeah.
our customers do this for us. And in return, we'll give them a Pepsi free or a chocolava cake free, which
Yeah.
costs like maybe 20 rupees. So it is well worth spending 20 rupees or 30 rupees to your existing customers rather than, go all out and searching new customers on Instagram, Facebook. Uh, no matter how target you do your campaign, you will not be able to reach your exact customer. Your exact customer is actually your customers' 800 friends, either on Facebook, Instagram, or social contacts. So if your customers only become your brand ambassadors in some way, and you're able to retain the customer through an integrated application with Gupshup, so there's a repeat with your existing customer, and your customer throws in a word for your 800 other friends, and if they come and buy, of course, then again your Gupshup channel can come in place. So we do our
That's very smart,
strategy,
yeah. Yeah.
in terms of word of mouth publicity, and then just trying and keeping the existing base as repeat.
Perfect. Yeah, no, nothing works like word of mouth and the customer speaking for you. So I think that's a very smart move that you've done. Vishal, there's another thing you were talking about. I think, recently, obviously, you've also gone international, but more interestingly, you are now serving Bharat, right? Like you've gone to tier 2, tier 3. You were mentioning a lot of cities pan India that you are expanding into, and you were talking about how this is a combination of physical experience and a dine out experience for people over there as well as online ordering.
Yeah.
So what have you observed from different markets and different cities that you've expanded to?
Yeah, that's true. So, I mean, of course, we're growing organically as far as franchise business is concerned. Bihar, for some reason, we excel in. We might be number one in Bihar. Patna has about 12, 13 outlets, so the cluster is extremely strong, and we can't provide any more franchises there. But beyond Patna, we've grown into the towns of Muzaffarpur, Gaya, Darbhanga, Ara, Katihar, Kursela, Motihari, Sitamarhi, some Gopalganj, Betia, Begusarai, Buxar, etc., going up to Nepal, Janakpur. So when we reach tier two, tier three cities, which is very unlike a tier one, I would say there is more. It's a much better ROI that we get because in Delhi it's a 20% towards rental, while in tier two, tier three cities the rents drop to about 5 to 10% of the sale. At the same time, people in smaller towns, they look for a outing in terms of just going out, eating at a Chicago pizza, and that's a complete experience for them. Unlike in Delhi, where you have lots of malls or hotels, a lot of other amusement things to do.
Yeah.
At the same time, when we open our outlet, each outlet is designed independently, fully customized to that location. So it's not just copy paste like many brands do, have the same signage, have the same sitting, flooring, etc. Each outlet, no doubt, has a branding guideline which has the Chicago pizza feel to it, but it is made in a very designer way, just for the experience, really. Sooner or later, we feel a person who goes to a similar kind of a outlet again and again might get tired of it. But if he goes to a new design of Chicago pizza from one location to the other, you will never get bored of it. So it's a ample of sitting in Delhi. Smaller space like a mall or a food court will do good for us. But in a high street, it's more of a sitting. And we are very operationally efficient because we feel that the space or the rent are usually make or break of a business. So we utilize only 150 square feet for our kitchen space, and all additional space is utilized for sitting standing space. The labor cost is extremely cheap because we use pressures. All the quality is dictated from our central kitchen rather than being dependent at the outlet level. So we supply dough, sauce, cheese, non-veg, veg items, packaging, including housekeeping items to each and every outlet across India and now internationally. So that's how, I mean, one is the quality, one is the design, one is operational efficiency, which is low space. And then we work on a very, I would say, niche marketing, which is focused on a high ROI based marketing rather than splurging money everywhere. Advertising promotion is a very big avenue and arena. If you spend money, it can all be burned very quickly. We're not privately funded, or there's no VC. It's a bootstrap company. So every campaign, we understand the ROI, and then probably do whatever best we can do.
Perfect. I'll just take a quick minute and also share the Chicago Pizza direct ordering experience, if you can see my screen. And I think people who want to order, there's also a QR code you can scan and place an order directly right away. But Vishal, correct me if I'm wrong, but the way this works is the person places the order, and this is also passed on to the store. They get to know what the order is. They're able to process it and pass it to the delivery person, right?
Yeah, thanks to Gupshup. I mean, you would know it better than me, but that's true. It's an app which is your own, and even the third party delivery, for that matter, the API integration with Dunzo, Rapido, Shadowfax, Porter, VFast has been done, so that even if you don't have a bike, a third party can deliver it, especially in metropolitan cities. In other cities, some of our franchise do have their own bikes, so their riders can get integrated into this delivery system. Our billing software has been well integrated, so a person need not go to apps like Gupshup or Zomato or Swiggy, everything comes onto the same dashboard. So even for the cashier who need not be too experienced, it's a single dashboard where the orders get reflected just like Swiggy, Zomato, your internal orders also. And just like Swiggy, Zomato rider will come, a third party rider will come for your internal app. So it's all no doubt outsourced. It looks like your own app, but as far as cost efficiency again is concerned, instead of paying that 22% or 24% of commission, it straight away drops down to about 5%.
Perfect. Okay, so we will probably do one more question, and then I think we'll open up if the audience has any questions as well. But guys, if you have questions, please put it in the chat window, and we'll come to that after we are done with the panel discussion. I already see a couple questions there, but we'll come to that. One of the things I just wanted to talk a little about okay, we looked at the experience. What's coming up in the future? What is it that you guys are excited about in terms of customer engagement, creating a unique customer experience? It could be for existing customers or for when you're acquiring new customers and you're nurturing them to become the loyal customer, right? Any of you has any thoughts on what's coming up in the next 3 months, 6 months that you're excited about?
I was quite excited about ONDC, which is a open network digital system. And this started maybe a year and a half back. They claim to be very prevalent in Delhi, Bombay, and now Bangalore.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I was one of the first ones to partner them. And that also because it's an open network. So according to them, how the technology works, you can once you're listed on ONDC, it gets you listed on all the other seller platforms. So seller platforms could also be a part like of Gupshup, or it could also be Amazon, Flipkart, eBay, all retail sites, Paytm, BharatPay, etc. And then there is a billing platform, which is like again Gupshup or any software that you utilize. But the point is, though it is an open platform, it's not really taken off because everybody wants to, manage their own customers. So Amazon would not want to partner with ONDC. If they find food business growing, they would have an independent food delivery within themselves. Right. And similar as they face with Flipkart and everybody. So it's a very good technology for brands and for restaurants to partner. But as far as seller websites are concerned, they are unwilling to get ONDC in place because it really breaks the monopoly. So it's not been able to take off, and I've got my own, hitch on that.
Right,
But
I think it's
over the
early
period
days.
of time,
Yeah.
over the period of time, this ONDC is going to take a very capture a very huge market in F&B industry. So the way it is expanding right now, within next year or so, it is going to capture a huge market for sure. People are more interested to be a part of ONDC.
Right, and it does make a lot of sense. We are working with ONDC as well, not just for food, but also for, small merchants and anybody who wants to do e-commerce, right, without relying on the marketplaces. So we'll definitely keep you posted on, what's new, what's coming up, and the partnering opportunities. Sri, you wanted to share something?
I think that let me take one step back because I'm something of a Neanderthal where technology is concerned. But I think we've been in the business enough to know customers well. The current trend, of course, is of everybody ordering on the phone. And the phones are going to get smaller, they're going to get more inventive, and the engagement with the phone is going to become closer and closer. While at the same time, there will always be a distinct percentage of people who would prefer interpersonal interaction. I think the day when your phone or your computer intelligence is as human as a normal human being when you're talking to them is the day when the takeover will be complete, right? I mean, it's getting closer and closer right there. First you had chat, then you had chat bots, then you had recorded messages. Now you have voice computers that you can talk to, though they're very irritating because they don't understand the accent of them. But we are moving there. And where we are today in terms of WhatsApp ordering, to me, is already 1 year old, 1.5 year old. People will already be looking at doing something new. China is doing much more in this. Their WhatsApp ordering processes are faster and easier, and face recognition, everything is there in that. So I think from the let's say from a person like me who's a client for technology, we will rely on technology to help us represent ourselves to the customer better. And from the technology provider, which is Gupshup in this case, they'll have to keep being ahead of the curve in how they can make the interface more human with our customer. Because our customer at the end of the day is coming for emotion to eat. It's not buying a shirt. If I'm eating something, I'm putting it inside my body, as I keep saying. If I'm buying a cake, it's making my child happy or sad. So that emotion is very impersonal. So a technology provider, we will rely on very heavily how to make that experience more personal, hassle-free. Of course, that goes without saying. That's hygiene factor now. But how to get it more personalized, how to get it more, the personality of Wow Momo will have to come out, of Chicago Pizza will have to come out, of Birdy will have to come out in 3 different ways. You can't have the same window of WhatsApp for 3 different products. I think that learning comes, and the faster we respond to that, the winners in technology interface will be those.
No, absolutely. That's very well said. And I think, Vishal was also talking about how they are doing their stores uniquely in different places and so on. So there is that personality aspect that you guys are already thinking about. And, one of the things that comes to my mind is the fact that, we always talk about this is going in the digital direction, but there's always a place for the human experience, the outlet, the community experience of meeting together and eating. And then, of course, there are times when you want to order and you're in a rush, or you want to order at home with friends and so on. But the learning for me has been that if this is multimodal, right? If you're able to get customers to come to the store, to order via aggregators, to order directly, to do takeaway, that's when it becomes, a customer who's loyal to you, and they are more likely to stick around and, not go to somebody else, because they've experienced you for different occasions and the different types of needs that they have, whether it's ordering or dining in, right? So I think that's a good point to move to audience questions. Let's see what we have over here. Okay. So the first question is from Taha Khan. And it is, as per your experience, what should we consider or be wary of while signing up with a partner for WhatsApp ordering bot?
So I think this answer you need to give us.
Yeah, that's
No, you guys are using it. So you tell us, what are my blind spots that I can't see?
I think I'll give you an experience what we did, what happened with us in Gupshup is we obviously engage with various aggregators, and all the technology platforms are similar in terms of ease of use, menu creation, and so on and so forth. But my challenge to the Gupshup team, they'll know because they know what we did, was I know your platform is good, it's going to make my life easier. You need to help me to get my customers adopted. How are you going to help me to get my customers adopted? So one of them said, okay, we'll do WhatsApp for you, we'll do the Facebook, we'll do SMS blast, we'll do that, and we'll help you get your customers adapted. And I think that was the differentiator for us. That is your technology partner only going to say, I have this software, you want to buy it, you buy it. How you use it is your problem. If your software partner comes and says that we'll help you get your staff as well as your customers to use it in a way that benefits both of you, I think that's the differentiator between them and the others.
Yeah, no, like you said, I think adoption and discovery of this is a big problem, right? So getting the customers to change their behavior and order from this is critical. Taha, hopefully that answers your question. The next question is from
I think
Subhagya.
it'll also
Yeah.
improve once I've heard there's some promotions that happen within WhatsApp now, or they'll be starting off. So just like you do ads in Facebook and ads on Instagram, there will be a WhatsApp independently from the main company. If you're interested to order pizzas or certain kind of ads or like a Facebook marketplace will be present in WhatsApp itself, and that's a easier way that a person sees and there is pizza listed out there, so automatically your bot starts and the ordering platform really takes on from there rather than reaching
Yeah.
one by one customers.
Correct. So it's going to come up. I think it's live in a few countries, including in Brazil and some other countries in Latin America, but it's not yet available in India.
That's right.
Which is, I think, basically what you're talking about is you can go to WhatsApp and as a directory, you can search for pizza
right.
or cake over there, and it'll show
right.
you which are the businesses near you.
That's right.
Yeah, that's going to be super helpful.
Or also nearby, there's some keywords like nearby pizza outlet, nearby
Yeah.
momo outlet, nearby chocolate outlet, nearby cake outlet. The kind of keywords also should be there.
Correct. Okay. So another question is on can we have chatbot integration in native languages so that customers can engage better? Yes, so Vigya, absolutely. I think there are different languages and Indic languages which are available. So drop us a note. We can help you with whatever languages you're looking for. Okay. Any other questions from the audience? Okay, till we wait for more questions, just one last thing. Okay, we have another question. AI, yeah, I think this is one other thing that we didn't really touch on, but Shri, you did a little bit. Since we are in the era of AI, what do you guys think is more important for an app to have more users for you or your competition knowledge? How do you see user experience? Okay, so what is more important to get more users? Is it competitions, knowledge of the competition? How do you see the user experience? Not sure if I understand the question.
She used a very interesting, I think what she's trying to ask is, what is the difference between user interface and user experience? That we till now, our, let's say our target to achieve was a seamless, smooth, attractive user interface, where whether it is any technology platform, when the consumer is interacting with that platform, whether it's on the computer or whether it's on the phone, the user interface was good. I think is that the question what everybody is asking is how fast is the interface going to become more experiential? That's what I think. That's what I think the question is.
Yeah, no. If anybody else wants to add, there's a bunch of things that we are doing in AI, including automating human-like conversations, or if somebody asks like what are the ingredients of this pizza or what are the ingredients of this cake, is this eggless, right? The fact that this can answer this question in a very reliable manner without it sounding gibberish. Like Shri mentioned that I think sometime back there's been this perception of chatbots that whatever answer they gonna give, I will not trust it, right? So I think we are at a place where it's becoming a lot more trustworthy, but obviously you need to put in the controls that it needs to be rooted in reality and it's not making up stuff. So there's stuff that we are coming up with as well, and it's already available. Yeah, so definitely Malhar, if you want to talk about that, we can get into a discussion separately as well. But yeah, I think that's all we had time for today. We are past the 1 hour mark. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Pankaj, Vishal, Srinidhi, this was a great discussion, and we should do more of this in the future. But for now, I'll let you go back to your.
Sorry, Bhavna, I think there's one unanswered question still left on the chat.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Just address that, yeah, before we wind up.
Okay, it just came up. So, do Instagram ads give more turn out of customers as compared to Facebook ads? Any?
Yeah, Instagram gives more response than Facebook ads.
Yeah, Pankaj is our domain specialist out there, so he would know this. I was just about to go to him for this.
Because when we run a social media campaign on Facebook and Instagram, and if we only execute the campaign on Facebook, we don't get so much of response. But addition of Instagram will start giving us more responses because the people or the audiences are more active as of now on Instagram. They keep seeing the reels, they keep seeing the post and all. So Instagram is something which is actually giving us more CTR, I can say.
Got it. Yeah, and there's another thing which is coming up on Instagram and Facebook advertising, right? I'll just take 30 seconds, which is this whole click to chat ads, right? And we are seeing some good success with some of our customers with that, which is essentially that traditionally when you place an ad on Instagram or Facebook, you will lead them to your website or you lead them to your app, right? So and then they have to browse over there. Now, if you were to have your catalog or whatever is the objective you're trying to fulfill, or maybe you're launching a new menu in the next 10 days, you can get them directly to WhatsApp and have a bot interact with them and get their details. So what it is doing is it's helping you get the first party data, which is the phone number of the customer. You can also re-engage them, and if it's on WhatsApp, within 72 hours you can do it for free. You can send them offers and coupons, make sure that they are engaged, nudge them to make a purchase, convert, and so on. So I think that's another thing to just add to this whole Facebook, Instagram discussion. Yeah. And Malhar, I think, okay, so you wanted to ask about the personalized menu experience. Yeah, definitely. I think some of the speakers here also spoke about based on, what have you ordered in the past? Can you show those products upfront to people, right? More popular products. And of course, there could be personalization based on your past order history, based on the demographics, based on which location you're coming from. And if you have different menu or inventory, which is available in different stores and so on. So all of that is absolutely needed, and it's a spot on, very good question. So Alhar, send us a note if you want to understand more. We can jam on this. Okay, we should let you guys go now. Thanks once again.